France being France news now, and yes, it's the Manoeuvre in the Louvre. An audacious heist. There's such a strong correlation between heisting and audacity. There it is.
Look at them go!
I mean, I think this might be my favourite crime.
Yeah.
Ever committed, and obviously, you know, I don't want to trivialise the suffering of the members of the French royal family in the mid 19th century who've seen their jewels so distressingly removed. But I mean, it was a tremendous bit of work. It lasted less than 10 minutes, whilst the museum was open. Involved a mechanical ladder, some fun-sized mini chainsaws, a couple of scooters, and they pinched what are described by experts as some serious bling. The jewels have been kept just in case France ever sees the light and reinstalls its monarchy. And looking at what's happening to its current and recent past prime ministers at the moment, that emphatically cannot be ruled out as something that may happen in the next week. John, you've long been the Bugle's French arts and museums crime correspondent. It's the story you've been waiting for.
Andy, I would say, you know, when times are difficult, as they are now, as we've been talking about, it doesn't feel like collectively we're being asked to play life on easy mode right now. Sometimes you do need a news story that's going to give you a bit of a lift. I'm not talking about someone turning 100 or a kid getting pulled out of a well by a dog. That doesn't do it for me anymore. I'm talking about an international jewellery heist, Andy. That is exactly what everyone needed right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that this was a very good thing to happen. I'm glad this heist happened. No one got hurt if you don't count windows as people, and I personally don't. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a net positive. Like you say, dressed construction workers, in and out in 7 minutes, motor scooters. If there wasn't a fake mustache involved, I think that was a shame. We needed this heist. What's not to like? International crime syndicate operates in the Louvre, jewels are stolen. Fundamentally, the French are probably to blame. This ticks a lot of my boxes. And I'll say this, Andy, people there seem to like it too. There was an American tourist I saw at the BBC who was interviewed, and she said, and I quote, "I think the heist made it exciting to go to the Louvre." I think later we're going to try and find where people broke in and take a picture near it. What? Absolutely monumental you to every other item inside the Louvre, Andy. To walk past the winged victory of Samothrace, a masterpiece of Greek sculpture, to go and take a picture of something that isn't there anymore. Just put yourself, Andy, into the winged victory of Samothrace's shoes. Normally, you're being walked past to see the Mona Lisa, a B+ Da Vinci on its best day, but now to be ignored to see a broken window, I'm not sure you're technically art anymore. You're a geographic marker on a museum map to somewhere else.
Well, you mentioned the Mona Lisa, herself a veteran of being stolen from the Louvre after she was whipped off the wall back in 1911. On hearing news of this latest heist, the Mona Lisa was reported to be looking concerned, or was it disappointed? Or was it mildly amused but unsurprised, or nonchalantly disinterested? So hard to tell. But it's, I mean, fortunately for France, I mean, in terms of the lost jewellery, and obviously, you know, it's dear to the hearts of fans of the French post-revolution reinstituted monarchy that people generally forget about. But luckily for France, there are loads of jewellery shops in Paris. I guess it's one of the benefits of everyone having affairs all the time. So they should be able to restock quite easily. And also the Louvre's got loads of other stuff, and you just mentioned just a couple of the famous bits. They've got over 500,000 objects in their collection, around about 35,000 on display. So I think we should give the Louvre credit, John, and say, well done. 99.998% of your stuff has not been stolen in broad daylight. Let's give them credit for that.
Also, for what it's worth, Andy, this wasn't even the first time the Louvre's been robbed. The Mona Lisa was famously stolen in 1911. In 1976, King Charles X's sword was stolen. I think the most recent robbery was in 1998. The point is, robbing the Louvre is a proud French tradition. only way the thieves that stole those jewels could have done this in a more French way was if they pole vaulted up the window with a giant baguette, smoking a Giton cigarette while dressed like a sexually aggressive skunk. Now, I believe
hang on, John.
they have.
Didn't you once do a voiceover for a sexually aggressive skunk in a film, in a cartoon? Is that out yet? I forget.
I think if I did, Disney would have recast it with a younger voice now. I believe they have. Tragically, I think they have a couple of men in custody now, which is very disappointing. But my favourite suspect was a man who appeared in a single AP photograph and immediately caught the attention of the internet. Do you have the photo there, Chris? Bring it up. Look at this man. Look at this fucking man right now. Look, I don't know. I don't know if you can look more like a jewel thief without having a bag of stolen jewels in your hands. That is a man who walks into a designer boutique and heads straight for the diamond swiper section. Look at the expression on that French policeman's face there. You can keep thinking, are you real? And he wasn't alone. Lots of people online claimed that he was AI, but the photographer apparently confirmed that the man was real. He was just a passerby, unconnected to the investigation. Bullshit, Andy. No one has ever looked like that in human history. If he didn't steal those diamonds, he was on his way to steal some different ones.
So the heisters, apparently they tend to go for jewellery because it can be broken up and sold rather than paintings and sculptures, which can't. I mean, it's be quite hard, to try and fence that on the back. Would you like 2 square inches of canvas with a small bit of an enigmatic smile on? No. How about a little bit with the one remaining ear of some bearded Dutch dude? Still no. How about this little scrap of miserable-looking dark red paint? This is f***ing Rothko, you f***ing Philistine! Maybe I can interest you in this very finely sculpted todger, or perhaps I can even throw an extra bollock in as well. I can do it for £2 mil. So I guess that's why jewellery is more vulnerable.
Andy,
yeah,
I've always admired your ability and inclination to force feed Rothko jokes to audiences. Full foie gras, putting it right down their throats. Is he going to do his Rothko stuff, Mummy? He's definitely going to do it. Yeah.
And when it's not so much the Rothko stuff, not so much about the actual joke, it's more about the mood that it creates.